Sunday mornings, the only people who aren't watching George are talking to him. Just listen to what the critics are saying. Stephanopoulos consistently conducts the tougher, more substantive interview, far outdoing his rivals. Sunday mornings turn to George and ABC's This Week.
Montclair, New Jersey, July 4th, 2005. The March of the Liberals.
More civil rights and liberty.
More civil rights and liberty.
Is what America means to me.
Is what America means to me.
The parade is very different from 30 years ago, when it featured veterans, the Chamber of Commerce, and social groups like the Rotary Club.
No justice! No justice!
And a generation ago, this community's vote was split 50-50 Democrat-Republican. But the 2004 election was a blowout. 78% for John Kerry. Today, you can't get bluer than Montclair. Bill Bishop, a reporter for the Austin American-Statesman newspaper in Texas, conducted a 3-year investigation into America's divide. Bishop and statistician Bob Cushing reached back over the last 14 presidential election cycles and counted Republican and Democratic votes in all 3,100 American counties.
And what we found is there is a steady trend line from 76 to 2004 of the country pulling apart, becoming more politically segregated. We begin to see this pattern that we eventually end up calling the big sort.
The sorting is alarming and intensifying. In Essex County, where Montclair is, the margin of victory has steadily widened in every presidential election since 1976. It's happening across the country. In 2004, the overwhelming majority of counties were decided by margins of 20% or more. The number of Americans living in these landslide counties has doubled over the last 30 years. Today, half of all Americans are living in polarized communities.
So you were finding that zip codes have political meaning?
I think communities have political meaning.
There are an awful lot of political scientists who say all of this notion that we're deeply divided, more divided than ever, is just an absolute myth. What do you say to them?
I would say spend some time in Lubbock, Texas, and then spend some time in Cambridge, Massachusetts. You have to look at the street level. You have to look at where people live. It's not states. It's, states are the wrong way to look at how people live. People live in communities, and it's at that community level where people are becoming more segregated.
Exactly what we found in Montclair.
Tickle just a little bit more. Tickle till you find your rhythm.
People were making choices about where they wanted to live based on this culture and the feel of the city and how that city reflected them.
I feel that I live in an oasis of sanity.
I often joke that when I leave Montclair, I do it in an airplane because I'm scared of some other communities outside of here.
I feel like I can't relate to apparently half of the country.
Tickle just a little bit more. Tickle till you find your rhythm. Tickle till you find your rhythm.
Given a choice, people will choose to read, be among, watch, live with, worship with, vote with people who are like themselves.
Tim Mannion and his partner Tim Vanover adopted 2 African-American children, one with special needs, and moved to Montclair.
We certainly, in looking around New Jersey, found Montclair to be certainly the most accepting of our relationship and of our children.
Fueling the big sort, says Bishop, is the fact that America has become the most mobile society in history. The average American moves 11 times in his or her lifetime. Blue Americans move the most. Communities like Montclair, New Jersey, are more racially integrated and wealthier. More residents have graduate degrees. 34% have never been married.
When I look over the weeks